Hello everyone, we'll be seeing the next lecture and today's topic is working parts are the major parts of a transformer. So as we have already seen, transformer is a static device which works on the principle of mutual induction. So now let's go into the details of the major parts of a transformer. So what are the major parts of a transformer that are making this transformer as a unique machinery? So the transformer mainly has two parts. The first one is the core part. The second one is the winding part. So the core part and the winding part, these two will be this core part and winding part. These two are the major parts. For example, if there is no core part, in that case, you cannot have the availability of common flux, the mutual flux. Similarly, if there is no winding part, in that case, you cannot have the flow of current through the primary and secondary. So that's the reason the core part and winding part both are playing major role in the construction of a transformer and also in the working of the transformer. Okay, so let's see what are the choice of material for the construction of this core part and winding part. The choice of material for the core part is mostly we will be using, for core part, we will be using CRGO steel material. And for windings, we will be making use of copper material. So why only this particular materials for the construction? So why are we using only these particular materials? Because the core part is having a path of low reluctance. A core should provide a path of low reluctance. So only few materials can provide a path of low reluctance. For example, the CRGO steel, it can provide a path of low reluctance. Similarly, the winding parts, generally anywhere winding means it should be a conductive material. So copper is chosen for the construction of winding part. So if you want to understand the purpose of each part, then here comes the purpose of core part. Core is the most important part because your core part, the duty of core part is it has to carry the mutual flux. What do you mean by mutual flux? The flux which is common for both primary and secondary. So the most important duty of the core part is it should provide a path of low reluctance so that maximum flux can be associated with that, and that flux is the common flux for both primary and secondary. That's why that flux is called as the mutual flux. Okay, so what is the other duty performed by this core part? Core has to give the place, or core has to provide the accommodation for both primary and secondary turns. That's also one of the duties of the core part. Now, when the core part is done, let's see the purpose of the winding part. What are the necessity. What is the necessity of having these windings? Windings are designed so that it has to carry some current both in the primary and secondary sides. It has to carry some current. Why should it carry some current? Because whenever current is flowing through the windings, then only those windings will act like current carrying conductors. Whenever current carrying conductors are there, magnetic field is associated with the current carrying conductors. So, if there is no winding, then no current flows through primary and secondary, and no flux is linking with the primary secondary sides. So the duty of winding should carry the flux. Whenever current is passing through these windings, it carries the flux. So these windings are of two types. The windings of the primary circuit, the primary side windings, the windings of the secondary circuit called as the secondary side windings. So there are two sets of windings. Few windings are there on the primary side. Those number of turns are called as N1. There are some more turns in the secondary side. Those number of turns are called as N2. So there are two sets of windings, N1 and N2. So both these sets of windings are very important. If there is no winding, then no current can flow through the transformer, and hence no flux is developed, and hence no EMF is induced. So that's why your windings are also playing a vital role. So it's not only this core part and winding part. Apart from this, there are many other important parts also. So there are some other few more parts that are been associated with the construction of the transformer. So what are those parts? So along with your core part and windings, you need the presence of bushings. Bushings means the insulations that are present, which are taken out, which are projected outwards. And you need to have the circulation of the transformer oil. You need a transformer tank, and you need to pour the transformer oil inside that. And there should be a conservator. The duty of conservator is based on the temperature and pressure that is developed inside. The transformer oil inside the transformer tank will expand. So you need a tank which will be accommodating this duty. That is called as conservator. So along with the conservator, there is another important part, which is breather. Breather is like the inlet for the conservator. Breather allows the air to flow into the transformer tank. But this breather will have the opening of the breather, the mouth part of the breather will have silica gel, so that the external atmosphere moisture will be filtered there itself in the breather, so that no moisture enters the transformer conservator tank, so that the electrical properties of the transformer will not be getting damaged. Okay, so these other parts also playing important role to work with the transformer. Along with the other parts, you have one more important thing that has to be discussed. That is the protective mechanism, which is called as Buchholz relay. So every transformer, every big size transformer needs this Buchholz relay. So this is a protective mechanism. It protects the machine if there is any failure occurring, if there is any fault occurring. So all these parts together constitute the construction of a transformer. So the parts of a transformer means, along with the core part and winding parts, we have to discuss about these other extra parts also. All these extra parts will be there in case of heavy transformers. But for the sake of laboratory where you are doing the experiments, there are only these two parts that are visible. The transformer may be of your core type transformer or shell type transformer. For lab purpose, we will be having only these two parts. But if you see, if you observe any transformer which is situated outside your college, like on the roads or somewhere in the industries, somewhere near your residential areas, in that big size transformer, we can observe all these extra parts also. So that's it about the important parts of a transformer that has been discussed in today's class. Thank you.